it's Lori. Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin, coming to you as an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, specifically from Wisconsin, and we're going to pretend that it's Saturday, March 21st at 11:59 p.m. So yes, I'm 10 minutes late. All right. I had a very long telephone conversation with a friend that I haven't had an opportunity to have a long conversation with for a while. So that kind of cut into my evening of plans, but you all know that that's how it rolls sometimes, right? So let me get my devices set up. Hopefully we have sound, because I did not, oh nice, I did not reset my phone, although I do have it charging. Let me get my other device set up and we will get going. So how is everybody today? I'm almost there. Hello, Yuta. Well, I'm glad you have sound too. Macman is just saying good night, so.
Good night, Late Night Lori.
All right. So, how was your day today, Yuta? Or how was your day going? I think. No. How? Yeah. No. You're Mountain Time, right? I lose track. I'll let him know you said goodnight. So, we had a really nice day today. Pacific time, right. Not Mountain. I meant Pacific. So it's a little after midnight here, so it's a little after 10 by you, correct? So how was your Saturday? Ours was really nice. We were, our temperatures were about 70, upper 60s to 70. We were outside in the yard for a bit, goofing around, going to stores for a while, having pizza. We just had a screw off kind of day. It was good though. And excuse me. And then I was in my studio trying to straighten things up because I do have a class tomorrow. So let's get through these announcements real quick and we'll get going. Oh, cleaned out the flower beds. Cool. I'm kind of letting my chickens do that because they like to scratch at all the things. So they're kind of working my one flower bed. So that was kind of nice. You know, they're digging for worms and stuff. So it worked out pretty good for me. All right. All things Stampin' Up! If you are not a demonstrator and do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would love for you to check me out at latenightlori.stampinup.net. New products, catalogs, promotions, my store, all the things are there. We have a new catalog. It's coming out well. I have it in my hands, but it's not available to customers yet. So it will become available on May 5th. And there is a lot of fun stuff in here. I have still not made it through every page. Our mini catalog is going to be done on the 4th. Our annual catalog is going to be done on the 4th of May. I know these say April. It says April. Technically, it goes to May 4th. Yes, May 4th. All right, so a lot of the things in these two catalogs will be discontinued or moved to the last chance list. So if there's things that you see that you're not sure if they're going to carry over, you might want to take a look at those right now. And for whatever reason, my computer does not want to catch up with me. So I don't know why that is. Let's see if I can force it. There we go. Yep. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's a signal issue. I don't know. But anyway, we've got our product of the month. Cute little stamp set. I was going to play with this today. Don't have anything in my head for that. Virtual album retreat is now available for purchase. April 29th, April 30th, May 1st. May is apparently National Scrapbooking Month or something. It's probably just, I don't know if it's in the United States or if it's international. Who knows? But May 2nd, I think, is like Scrapbooking Day or something. But this 3-day retreat is pretty awesome. There's 10 two-page spreads. So that's 20 pages that folks from Stampin' Up! Will guide us through creating. And all of the things that come in this kit, it's pretty amazing. 2 stamp sets, designer series paper, 2-tone cardstock, excuse me, that will have, see, I haven't been talking for a while. Now I start talking. I took a cough drop and we'll just wait for it to kick in. Contrary to what MacMan might think, I don't think I talk enough. So anyway, we will have 2-tone cardstock, which will have cutting guides on the back. So what they did last time is the 2-tone cardstock was kind of split down the middle. So we had like the true color and then the tint color, both on the same sheet. We'll see what they do this time. They might give us multiple sheets. I don't know. I have my kit ordered. It has shipped. I think it will be here next week. I think that's what I saw in the announcement. And I didn't pay for expedited shipping because I'm too cheap usually to do that. So anyway, there's going to be pre-cut images, stickers, embellishments, linen thread, a brand new Golden Glow shimmer brush. I'm excited about that. A new white gel pen. A lot of you already have white gel pens. I actually found that I have 2 of them. Imagine that. And then let's see what else. Memory protectors, so the page protectors, the 12 by 12 page protectors, some flip flaps, and photo place cards. The stamp sets are usually exclusive to the retreat, so that's going to be pretty awesome. So I don't know if these are dies or stamps. I can't tell. But it says 2, where did it say it? 2 stamp sets. But it looks like there's 4 things here, so I'm confused. I don't know. So that'll be exciting. If you're local to me and purchasing the kit, let's do a watch party. It goes from 2 to 9 p.m., which is mountain time. So for me, it'll be 3 to 10. And you don't have to stay for that whole time if you don't want to, but we'll do food and beverages and maybe fun beverages. Who knows? So we'll snack, we'll chat, we'll craft, the whole bit. Our month is our month is almost over. Can you believe it? We did our coffee and a card already. I did my Thoughtful Thursday senior group. I have a private class tomorrow. And Monday, instead of the 16th, because we had our snowpocalypse, the 23rd, I'll be having my Monday open studio time instead. So those of you who are local to me, pop on in anytime from 2 to 6. If you work during the day, let me know. I'll keep the studio open till 8. You can come and hang out. So we're going to go ahead and play with Delicate Whispers, and we're going to pair it with the Fluttering Garden Paper Pumpkin Kit and see what we can make today. Now, my friend Allie, who is not here yet, shared with me some pictures. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was the day before, where she basically made her own designer series paper, which we've done here before. And essentially what I like to do is I'll do, she did basically a whole sheet. Hello, Rosa. There was something I was going to say to you. I should have written it down because I don't remember now what it was. If I think about it, I'll say something. I should have written a note. Anyway, when Allie did hers, she covered pretty much the whole piece of paper. And what I like to do on mine is I make a crisscross and then I slice it into my card front sizes. So I have already trimmed this down, and this is just basic white. It's not the thick, so we'll get a base in a minute. I think we'll use one of the Paper Pumpkin card bases. And then I'll probably put like a layer of whatever color we really focus on for our paper, our own DSP that we're going to make. So anyway, I've already trimmed this down to 8 inches. So I've got 4 and 4. So I've got it cut down to a card front size already. And then 10.5, so that I've got 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay. So we're just going to start randomly stamping. And I don't know what colors I want to randomly stamp. And if we have more time, we'll do a couple of things here, because I saw another sample that Stampin' Up! Had with this Delicate Whispers that I thought was very pretty. So we'll see if we have enough time for that tonight or not. My computer still does not want to catch up with me. That's so weird. I wonder if I refresh it, if I'll lose everything. There we go. All right, there we go. All fixed. So I have put a few of the stamps already on some blocks. And if you've ever done your own designer series paper, you just kind of randomly add some colors. So we're going to do Old Olive, and we're going to, on my fingers, of course, we're going to do right out of the box, all over my fingers. At least I've got jeans on today. I can wipe my hands on my jeans. We're going to do some of these. And like I said, we've done this crisscross designer series paper here before. And I should have my Pearson mat under here, but I don't. Because I got lazy. And we're going to add just a bunch of flowers and goody things. We're going to kind of color them in and see how it looks. Now, I probably wouldn't have needed to do quite that much of that. Let's go get some, maybe lemon lime twist. Granny apple green. Granny apple green will be good. I have a whole stack of colors that we've had out for the paper pumpkin kit, you know, and blueberry bushel, because Suzanne gave me stickers for the inside, which was very nice of her. So let's do Granny apple green. So how was your day, Rosa? Yuta cleaned out her flower beds. Macman and I just kind of goofed around. I'm going to take this one. And we're going to do, what are we going to do? We're going to kind of go over this way, I think. And I'm just randomly putting these on here. I have no idea how this is going to look when we're done. Quiet day at home. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that. So we went and got, you know, bird seed and looked at chickens. I almost bought 2 more chickens. Chicks. Little baby chicks. Almost. Talked myself out of it. Because I'm going to be gone again. So watch for another Where in the World is Late Night Lori coming up. Let's see what else we want to do. I think if we do Smoky Slate for these. I'm just kind of guessing, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be all right. Because we're going to color some of this in. We're going to use that blender pen technique again. And I think I'm going to put a little bit over here and a little bit over here. And then I'm just going to get, since I was pressing on my glass mat, I'm just going to wipe this off just in case. Just in case. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but hopefully it'll look better. And then we need to do these. And I think I'm going to do those. I think we need to get Secret C. I think those were done in Secret C. Because we're going to put a few of those around here too. Oh, I know what it was, Rosa. You had asked yesterday why I do my lives so late. And I don't know, did I really answer it fully? I mean, I know I commented about not wanting to conflict with Juju's live. But also, I do it late because that's when things around the house here quiet down. I have like 3 napkins here. That's when things quiet down around here, and then I can kind of get in my creative mode, and I don't have to worry about the distraction of the television or a radio or videos or anything. And that's kind of when I get my second wind. So I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper here. And we're just going to start worrying less about going on the glass mat. I kind of want a flower in there, but that's where we might put something like this. All right. Has everybody done your own designer series paper? I think it's kind of a fun technique. And I'm trying to envision this cut in quarters, but it's just easier to kind of get it stamped out this way. And I just want to leave a little bit of white space so that we've got a place to put a sentiment, right? We'll kind of go like that. And I'm trying to, hey Juju, I'm trying not to get too, I don't want things overlapped. So if I cut down the middle there and cut down the middle there, I think we pretty much have flowers where we want them. We put that on. And then we can do some of these little ones too. And that we can fill in some of the void spaces where it might have been a little light on imagery. And you figure no 2 cards are going to be exactly the same, because who's going to come up with exactly the same randomly placed stamps, right? Will you do one with your new stamp positioner? Oh, yes. I've displayed that a couple of times. This one won't work really with the stamp positioner, but we can pull that out. I can do it when we put the sentiments on here. I would be happy to pull that out because it is really cool. That tool will be in the May mini catalog. I'm excited. And you can see I'm just filling in a lot of this stuff. I know it looks really busy here, but imagine it cut into quarters. It's not going to be, it won't seem quite as busy. And then we're also going to add some color. So that will change how it looks also. And then I'm going to, oh, I should probably stamp one more of those, because if we're going to have 4. 4/4, we can use some of those kind of as embellishments. All right, I think that's probably enough. That's kind of a lot. I don't want them to overlap, but I want there to be enough. So kind of a little bit there. I could have put another big one there maybe. Oh, with your blender pen, you colored the cowboy tonight? I'll have to go take a look. I was busy on the phone, and you got my response to your text message. I apologize that I didn't see that. I was on the phone with one of my gals, and we were on the phone for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Usually we're on the phone for less than an hour, but it's been a while since we've chatted, so. All right, so now let's get some pretty colors in here. Let's go and do some of our leaves. I really love this technique. We had my upline, a sideline, and myself had done a retreat. Actually, it's been about 3 years now. I think we did it in 2023. And I did this technique, and we're using Delicate Whispers, by the way. One of my projects that I led was this technique. And it's fun. Because everybody's is going to turn out different. And now we can just pull in some of the color. And this was our Flip Flop Princess had left me a message that she had never seen the blender pen used to pull color in from the ink. And it's kind of subtle, particularly where I'm doing it here with the light. But that's a good way to just add a little bit of color using the ink that you've already stamped. And I'm not worried too much about having the Old Olive and then the Granny Apple Green mix, because I don't really care. I just don't care how it looks if the colors are mixed. I'm all right with that. Oh, I guess I didn't do this one over here. And I'm not worried about staying in the lines either. If it looks a little abstract, I'm all right with that too. I'm just trying to do it quick so that everybody doesn't get bored and leave. So yeah, I'm glad you got that message, Juju. So yeah, we were kind of we were unhealthy eaters today. Although I think, did we have oatmeal today? No, I think that was yesterday. I don't think I had any breakfast today, but we went out getting bird seed and stuff, and we had pizzas for lunch. And then for dinner, I made bacon baked in the oven, fried eggs. Kind of an unconventional dinner, but we're good that way. Hello, Suzanne. Welcome. I'm just trying to quickly add some color, making my own designer series paper. And I think everybody's seen me do this before. I'm gonna go ahead and put some green in those leaves there. So let me get a block. I'm gonna get the Old Olive though. And hopefully my blender pens are still wet enough. Which one was I just using for the green? I don't know which one I was just using for the green. I guess I'll use this one. Oh, so let's go ahead and we'll green up some of these. And then some of these little ones too. There aren't very many of those. So I wasn't looking. How many have done the make your own designer series paper like this? It's pretty fun. When I did it for the retreat that we had a sunflower stamp at the time. So that's what we did it with. It was quite pretty. If I do say so myself. It would be sad if I looked at it and did it for a retreat and didn't like my own design, right? That would be bad. Okay. I think I've got all the leaves on that half-ish. So we were doing this technique last night, and just your mind went, Tubby's mind went to a pet. I'm confused. Oh, Yuda, you forgot that you had blender pens? Yeah, I like to use the blender pens for something like this because I'm not using watercolor paper. So if I use a watercolor brush, a lot of times it's just too much water and the paper gets too saturated. So the blender pens are really good for this. And alcohol blends would be good too. But then, you know, I've got to do 1 pen, 2 pen, light, dark. And this way I can just kind of let the blender pen do that. As some of that ink comes off, it just naturally gets a little lighter and darker, and you're kind of blending as you go. So it's just another nice coloring technique. And you could use the watercolor pencils, of course, with the watercolor, the water brushes, the water painters, I mean. You've only used like large background stamps. Oh, try this sometime. It's awesome because we're going to end up cutting this into 4 pieces. And we're going to have 4 similar but very different cards. I've done this before, but it's been a while. And then I don't think Allie popped in yet, but Allie sent me a picture, I think day before yesterday. She did a designer series paper. Oh, I gotta blend that one. I missed that one with just the clean blender pen. All right, we'll set that off to the side. Yeah, she sent me a picture where she had done her whole page, I think kind of with the foliage piece. And that was pretty too. So I thought, hey, you know, I think maybe I'll revisit that because I haven't done this for a bit. Now, what color should we do our flowers? Should we do Gorgeous Grape? Maybe the lighter Highland Heather. Should we do... So, oh, I need to color these too. Oh, Allie, we were just talking about you. When I just came on, I had said, yeah, my friend Allie, whoops. My friend Allie had done her own designer series paper, I think the night before last, sent me pictures. So I thought maybe I should do another. I think I called this a 4-for-1 card or something when we did the retreat that I was talking about in 23. And I think I'll use the lighter green for that. Yellow flowers, oh, that's a good idea. That is a very good idea. All right. Let's clean that baby off and let's get, this is old olive, so I'm just gonna get a little bit of the Granny Apple Green. And I'm gonna do a little bit on these. It was supposed to look a little bit brighter, but maybe it's because I'm picking up some of that old olive here. We'll just do a little bit in these. Some of those I can just kind of smear the ink actually that's already there with the blender pen. I like this because it doesn't have to, you don't have to be perfect. You can just scribble if you want and it's fine. Juju's got a lot of videos. All right, I think that's good. Let me go get some yellow. Oh, I missed a couple little leaves here. Oh, I missed this whole section of leaves. Did I get them all? These leaves. I think we have most of them now. I can always go back and catch them later. Thank you, Allie. I know you had covered your whole piece and added the sentiment after, but I'm going to try to add the sentiment right on our cards. All right, let's get that out of the way. Let's go get some yellow. Here's some peach pie. And we're going to get, I've got some Daffodil Delight here. I'll do some of these centers. Oh, I should do these centers too, right? Since I'm doing centers. You still have Peekaboo Peach? I think I might have had Peekaboo Peach. But it's long since been sold. I do clear out my stock. I have finally gotten to the point where I am not keeping all of them anymore. I'm going to do a bunch of these, I think, just with the alcohol blend. We'll just kind of stipple there a little bit. I just looked up for a second to see what comments I might have been missing. So since we're only doing this one-sided, the alcohol blends for here are going to be fine. I'm not actually blending these yellows, so I don't have to worry about bringing in multiple markers. Did you do stickles today, Juju? Is that a product or a technique that you said you went overboard on? I saw that you were live this afternoon again, and I even said something to MacMan because we were out doing some running around, and he said good night, by the way, ladies. I was surprised you were on during the day because normally I see you on at night. It's easy for your eyes to play tricks on you when you've got all these little flowers. I don't want to miss them. All right, let me go get some other yellows. And I wonder if we could even do, we could just do a little bit of that too. That speeds up the process a little bit. Oh, that got a little heavy-handed there. That's all right. Let me go get a yellow. Your stickles came in. It's a glitter glue product. Does the glitter come off? Because we all know how I do with glitter things. I do not do well with glitter things. If the glitter doesn't come off, I'm all right. All right, so we got these three kind of done. Let me go find another yellow. All right, they don't come off. That's good. So that was peach pie that I did a little blending. I'm going to do Daffodil Delight for these others. Is that bright enough? And then what about some of these other little flowers? I'm thinking we need some other little pop of color. What do you think? I think I've got all the big ones. All right, so let's see here. Glitter glue product by Ranger. You seal them with glue. Oh. So they, if you don't seal them with glue, will they come undone? Will the glitter come off? No double dust. Okay. Stampin' Up! Had glitter glue similar to Stickles a year ago. Okay. Well, we had glitter glue, gold glitter glue in that 12 days of crafting advent calendar. There was gold glitter glue in that, and the glitter did not come off, so it was all right. Yeah, if it's not dry, it's going to be all over me as well. So purple or pink? Maybe that's my problem. Maybe it's PTSD for me too. That could explain a lot of things. All right, so let's do, what do I have? I have some Gorgeous Grape here. Let's get a block. I just think it needs some kind of pop. You got to stick something in it, like an accidental smudge, kind of like I do. All right, I'm not going to do all of these in purple because if we do, this is Gorgeous Grape, but if we pull in some pink as well, that might be quite pretty. And the more I rub with this, then the lighter some of these get, of course, because that ink comes off. And again, this can kind of be abstract. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, see, that kind of sounds like when we were doing the the like the metallic elements, you know, when you put the drop on it and it made like embellishments. If you weren't careful and kind of smudged into them, they got ruined a little bit. Let's do. So I would always do those and then set them off to the side so I didn't make a mess. All right, let's go get some pink. Because we've got a bunch over here we can do. We've got a few over here. All right, let's get some pink. And I will probably use that same blending brush with the pink. All right, we've got yeah, when I first started listening to Juju, I had to really pay attention, and now it's easier. You know, usually I know what she's saying, but one of the first words that was hard for me to grasp was when she said her gel pens, because I thought she was saying jail. Because I forgot I should have zoomed in on this later or earlier. Because I used to work for the criminal court system for our county. So, you know, 23 years of putting people in jail. That's what I heard when she said gel. So that was always kind of funny. All right. So here are the pinks. What do we think? Berry Burst might be not so good a fit. I'm not sure. Strawberry Slush might be good. Pretty in Pink. Petunia Pop is kind of purplish. We might want something a little different. And Bubble Bath. What do we think? You're making Christmas tags already? Well, I'm sorry you made a mess. I shouldn't chuckle, but that would be me. Oh no. Yeah, I have to move stuff away too. Any suggestions for what pink we should use for the remaining flowers? Anybody? Anybody? I think Berry Burst might be a little too red. So I'm going to take that one out of the mix. So we've got the more pink sides and then we've got the more purple sides. Pink or purple? I know, you're having fun with your own conversation. I get it. I'm just going to start one by one. A, B, C. So I'm going to get rid of this one. All right, so that's another one for kind of the purple. Because this is Petunia Pop. All right, so we'll go with this one. We got 3 already. Time's a wasting, right? And then let me get another block. Was this the one that we went with? Yeah. This is actually Bubble Bath, so let's see how it looks. We'll start small. Maybe we can just add a little pink to a couple of these too. Oh, and I've got some of these too I forgot I didn't do. So is this a dark enough pink or should we go darker? Because we could do strawberry slush. That might give us a nice pop too. They do have, hi Nicole. They do have a lot of colors to choose from, like 50. It's mixing with the stamped color. The stamped color is pretty dry at this point, so it shouldn't really be mixing a whole lot. Did it look like it was mixing? Because I don't really see it from my angle. So let's try some strawberry slush too. Let me get another little block. So now you know why I try to close my ink pads too, so that I don't make too much of a mess. I know I did some of those with the green or the yellow, but I kind of changed my mind, so I'm just adding pink because I think it looks better. All right, where else do we have? Oops, I just put my fingers in the bubble bath. Of course. All right. Where are we going here? I just don't want to get my smudge fingers on the paper here and ruin it. I think I kind of like the strawberry slush better than the bubble bath because the bubble bath isn't very vibrant. And then the nice thing about this too is that, you know, we don't really have to worry about our work surface because it doesn't go through because we're not using alcohol blends. So let's add some brightness over here too. For those of you coming in late, we're doing our own designer series paper so we can make 4 cards out of 1 sheet. So it's a 4 for 1. And I was reminded to do this because Allie did it the other day with her paper pumpkin alternatives. I'm like, oh yeah, I should do that again. Tried and true techniques that are fun to just play with again. So Nicole, you don't have room for all the Stampin' Up! Colors and your distressed inks and oxides and your other contraband inks. Yeah, I have some Stampin' Storage units for my Stampin' Up! Colors, and because that's all I use, I don't have to worry about not having room for other things. I figure 50 colors is probably more than enough for me to choose from. Plus you've got like the craft white, the black. These cards are going to be for VIP, all the extra work. But I think it's kind of relaxing. And when we finish it off and you've got 4 cards out of 1 and none of them are going to be the same. So nobody else is going to make a card just like mine. Do I have them all? Do we have, I don't think we've got enough bright pink. Do you? Anybody else think we need more bright pink anywhere? I'm just trying to make sure we've got a nice splash of color in each quadrant. Left side. This side needs more. Oh yeah, because compared to that, when I look up on the camera, it does need more bright here. Good call. We use fresh ink there, and I think I'm gonna put more on top of this one that had the bubble bath. Oh, and then this one doesn't have hardly anything, does it? Some little petals there that I missed. Maybe I should do another one there. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. And it's so easy, you know, but when you're done, you know, you can really feel like an artist. It's like, oh, look, I painted all this. I made this all pretty. It would make a pretty journal page. All right, what do we think? Are we good? Should I cut it up yet? What do we think? Does that look pretty good? I'm going to have a big mess to clean up here. I got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got like 18 ink pads out here. Time to cut. Oh, yeah. All right. I should have a cover for this somewhere. Here it is. All right, so I already trimmed this down. So I took a 1/2 inch off of each side. So I would already have it in quadrant size. Let's get some of these inks out of the way. What stamp set? I am using the Delicate Whispers. All right. And then, I mean, look at all these. Plus the smoky slate over here. I'm going to move these out of the way here for just a second. Because that's a pretty tall stick. I'm going to knock them over any minute. I just know it. All right. So we're going to bring back this because we'll use that for the sentiment. All right. So let's go ahead and cut. I know. It does mean we're having fun. So we're going to do 4 inches. And then we're going to do 5 1/4 so that we're at layer size. And then, look at that, we've got 4 card fronts. So I'm going to go get some strawberry slush. I think I'm going to get maybe Daffodil Delight. Maybe we'll do Gorgeous Grape for this one, and maybe Old Olive for that one. Or maybe Peach Pie. Let's go get a few colors. All right, Gorgeous Grape. Peach Pie. Strawberry Slush. I need a bigger piece. Strawberry Slush, Daffodil Delight, and I think I said Old Olive. Let's see how these look. And then we're going to use the Paper Pumpkin card bases. I think that'll be all right. But we're going to add, look at that with the Old Olive, just a little border. Who's home? No dog and no tat. Was he going to get a new tattoo? Who are you talking about? All right, so we're going to do maybe an Old Olive. Daffodil Delight. How cute is that? some strawberry slush. Tyler's getting a tattoo. Look at that. Oh, the gorgeous grape is stunning. I like that. All right, so let's cut this down. It's his birthday today. I thought his birthday was yesterday. All right, so we're gonna do 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And that should give us just the itty bittiest of border to go around our card. Stunning, don't you think? All right, let's do some. I'm just going to cut this at 5 1/2 right now. And then we're going to go 4 1/4. So I've got a full card front size. Well, oh yeah, my live yesterday did turn in, no, well, no, because now it's the 22nd. So is his birthday the 21st or the 22nd? All right, so we're going to go 4 1/8. He's your son. I don't know why I'm I'm debating when his birthday was. You would know. 5 3/8. The 21st, okay. Oh, that's funny. So there's that one. And then I think, I don't know if we should do, I've only got this little bit of the peach pie there, or we've got the Daffodil Delight. What do you think? Peach pie or Daffodil Delight? Forgot midnight. Yeah, it's after midnight. Daffodil Delight it is. Well, wouldn't the equinox be on the 20th? Not the 21st? Because for us, it's the 22nd now. Okay, so 5 3/8 and 4 1/8. Cute. And then I think the old olive would be good. Or do you want to see it with Granny Apple Green? Because I've got Granny Apple Green here and old olive here. Do you think the old olive is good enough? Because that's what I've got here. Okay. Sounds like a plan. And a second by Juju. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on here. Old olive it is. And I'm using the liquid glue, so I got a bit of wiggle room because our border is itty bitty border. So if it's not quite centered, it's going to give me a chance to move it around a little bit, right? All right. And if you have trouble with the green glue, the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, that, you know, it's getting all over your hands and stuff, it means you're using too much. So you may see me scribble around a lot, but my layer of glue is very thin. Although the thinner you make your line of glue, the less wiggle room you have as well, because it sets quicker because there's not as much glue to distribute. That's pretty good. Aren't they gorgeous? And they're all different. So, you know, a lot of times when I do stamps like this, I will use like a 2-step stamp where I get the image and then I can just put the color right on. This one was a little more putsy because I colored them all, but you know, that's part of being in my happy place is relaxing and feeling like I'm an artist. And then, yeah, I know that some of my senior ladies, I give them tear and tape because they don't understand what it means to not squeeze the bottle so hard. And when I say, you know, to some of my younger ones, don't squeeze the Charmin, they don't get it because they're too young for that commercial with Mr. Whipple. Stunning. I like this one the best, I think. Maybe because I put so much gorgeous grape on those flowers. All right, so let's go ahead and play with our positioning machine or our positioning tool. Because if I don't get it lined up quite right, then we can redo it. Now, this is designed so there's pegs here for the this piece. What the it's called something. Give me a second. I'll tell you what it's called. You have a tomboy, a Tombow volcano. All right, so this is this is called something. I don't remember because it makes it so that you can do repeating patterns. And that's what these pegs are for. Okay? Whatever it's called. All right. This is the full plate. It's got pushy things here and pushy things here. All right. So there's rulers on both sides in inches and metric. So imperial and metric. There's also a little corner here so that you can put your piece in there. These magnets, you can use either side, but the side that shows more the magnet is intended to be down because then you've got these little tails that come up and it makes it easier to pick them up. Okay. I am going to pull out some of the magnets from my Stamparatus and see how strong those are. Now, this little grid paper, there's little pegs here for the grid paper too. Okay. Oh dear, I missed the part about pressurized at the higher altitude. Yeah, that's got to be a little bit of a mess. All right, so let's figure out what sentiment we want on here. Hello, friend. I want something more bold. I don't think we're going to use this one. Let's see, is there something with... No, because that wasn't... I'm just thinking out loud. We got birthday wishes... Happy anniversary. I don't want either one of those. All right, let's see something else here. To a marvelous person on their birthday, or thank you so much for your friendship. Wishing you a bright and beautiful future. That sounds like somebody who's getting married or something. All right, let's try another one. So many stamps to choose from. But I do like this one. Oh, happy day. Or should I just do thank you? Maybe I'll just do thank you. That's pretty versatile. And who can't use more thank you cards, right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to put this on our card where we want it to sit. And then we're going to take our top plate, and this is for Yuta, I think, right? Was it Yuta that wanted me to do this? You're going to press this down and pick up your sentiment. All right. And if your paper sticks, just make sure you put it down following that corner. All right. So we're going to use Gorgeous Grape on this. And I gotta go get the gorgeous grape. It's only halfway down the stack. And then we're gonna go tap, tap, tap. So the nice thing about this that's different from the Stamparatus is that when we set it down, it is not touching our paper yet. So if we don't like where it's sitting, or if the paper shifted, it's not touching my paper yet, and I can take it off and I can reposition. Or if I decide, oh, I don't really like that color, I can change it. All right, but I'm happy here, so I'm just gonna press it down. Now, if I do not get a good impression, guess what? I can stamp it again, put it on here, and press it down again. Isn't that awesome? And then you'll just use your chamois to clean it off. So we're gonna put, I think I'm gonna stamp, I'm gonna change this, I think, and I'm gonna make that gorgeous grape because we can. And we're just going to add a little embellishment. To our card to make it a little more special. I'm going to add, thank you for the hearts, everybody. I'll just add a little bit more streaking in there. And then let's put some dimensionals on here. Oh, I could have used this too, but that is so super huge. All right, that was from the Paper Pumpkin kit. All right. One more dimensional. Just whipping stuff around here. I think we'll go like so. And then we're going to put this on a card base. I could put it up on dimensionals, but I think with that layer behind there, I don't really need to. I might have to get one of those little guns that hold the glue because my thumbs are really feeling it. When I squeeze that bottle. It's probably arthritis. I thought it might have been de Quervain syndrome. I think that's what they call it. And then we have some hummingbirds. So this is from our Paper Pumpkin kit. So this is going to kind of be an alternative. So we're using a base and a hummingbird. Allie said it counts. Get those couple little nubs off of there, and then more dimensionals. All right, and we can go ahead, maybe we'll just put that up here. And we can put some gems on there too. How fun is that? All right, so let's do the next one. If we go here, I'm going to clean off my stamp. Let me get my chamois, because now we're going to do a different color. So we're going to clean this off. We're going to reposition it because our void spots are in different places on each of these. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. Now you can see I'm going to close up my gorgeous grape. Thank you, Ellie. we're going to go ahead and, because our photopolymer stamps are kind of sticky, we're going to get our strawberry slush. That one was further down the stack. And if you get some ink on the side of here, don't worry about it because it doesn't matter. You'll see. All right, so because my paper moved, do I still think it looks all right? I do. So let's go ahead and push that down. I want it a little darker. So let's go ahead and put a little bit more ink on here, and we're gonna put another layer. Now I'm making sure that my corner is still up where this marking is. You'll see it when you get yours. But when we push this down, and that's a deeper color, I like that. So let's go ahead and get our chamois out again. We'll close this up. Yeah, the Delicate Whispers, or this one. The one with the thank you is a round of hellos. That's a fun set too. All right, I'm gonna put that on the base in a minute. So we're gonna do this one now. And this works great if you're doing assembly line. So you've got one after another after another. But I think it also works here because, you know, maybe it's been a long day. Maybe I'm kind of tired. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get my image stamped good. So I'm just gonna make sure this is getting caught in these little pegs. The Delicate Whispers, it's gorgeous. All right, and then we're gonna get Old Olive. That was a little higher up on the stack. That was nice. We'll ink her up. And then if you just remember, there's holes here for each of the pegs at the top. Just make sure that your Stampin' Up! Emblem is readable from where you are. I hope they're gonna sell extra plates. I like it, but I want it a little bit darker. I hope they're gonna sell extra plates because that would be handy for me. I bought extra plates with my Stamparatus. And it doesn't take very much pressure at all right? I think that one will look all right there. Let's go ahead and get some dimensionals on here. Another one framed. And then this one we'll use, I think we'll go this way. Because this way I think it's weird. This way it looks like it's fallen out. This way I think we're gonna go like this. All right. So let's do, you think maybe Old Olive? Or should I go Gorgeous Grape for the words? Or Secret Sea because that's the new black. We'll do that. We've got outlines there. We'll do that. All right, so let's wipe off the stamp with the chamois. I love my chamois. We'll let that dry. We're gonna put this maybe right about there. It's kind of centered with that white space. Does that work? Poor orange, it got bumped out. Well, we could try, well, let's take a look. I just think with the Daffodil Delight, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna stick with the Secret Sea. I'm gonna go with my gut. All right. So again, I'm watching this corner where the card lines up and these pegs hold the paper for you. No, no. What? No, no. The peach pie. It was a joke. Oh, Orange is the New Black. Oh, yeah, yeah. I never did watch that show. I have no idea. All right, so let's make sure this is where I want it to be because it shifted just a little bit. These magnets are really strong, but they do have some give. All right. We're going to have to stamp this one a couple of times. I can just tell because this needs to be re-inked. I re-inked a bunch of my stamp pads the other day, though. Now you can see I've got some ink on here. I don't care because it's not going to touch the paper. Just like the Stamparatus didn't touch. So see how awesome that is, Yuta? I'm just doing a third time just because I want it super dark. Beautiful. All right, let's get these ink pads out of the way. There are literally 19 ink pads. All right. And these grid sheets, they're sold separately. So if you want some of those, I don't believe any come with the tool itself. All right, so let's get this washed. And we'll get that out of the way. And get this stamp off of here, get this over here, put this back. And then I ordered, I still have a little bit of ink on there. I ordered from Tamara Davis. She has got Ta-Da Moments on Etsy. She has a 3D printer piece that stores this. I should have it in a couple of days. So as soon as I get it, I'll show everybody what it looks like, because that way it's going to be, I won't have to have it laying on my table here. It'll have a home and it will be easily accessible. So I'm looking forward to getting that. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I think she might actually be, is she? I don't know if she's my upline's upline. I don't remember. She's at least my upline's friend. And then let's just wipe this down again. All right, let's get this out of the way. So this, you can see where these pegs, actually I have to have it turned this way. If you want to do a repeating design, you will be able to do that, Yuta, okay? But I'm looking forward to having a place to store this, because this doesn't have a good place to sit, all right? So, I mean, I can sit it here, but when it's on my table, yeah, I have another flower under there. I haven't decided where I want to put it or what color. So we might put this one maybe there, or should I do a fourth one and make sure that they all have one? This one seems a little empty. Oh, but we've got hummingbirds to put on here as well. Where did they all go? So I don't think I want that one there. We can put this hummingbird on that one. That one probably doesn't need a hummingbird. I think my thank you is a little crooked. We could put this over here with the hummingbird kind of coming in for a landing. That one's already got one. So this card is done. Where did this flower has to go somewhere, but I might want it a different color. Or we could put it right on top of that one and just give that a little bit more dimension too. Or I could make it pink. Where did my block with the pink go? Goodbye, peach pie. So sorry. That's what happens when you are fickle. Just changing my mind. But we're allowed to do that. I think I'm going to cut the stem off. That's what I think I'm going to do. And then I'll get rid of that little place where I scribbled outside of the lines, if anybody noticed that. It was an oops moment. And then let's put some dimensionals on here. Oh, not that many. I think I'm going to put this up here so that it kind of balances out that thank you a little bit, because that thank you looks a little crooked to me. And we'll put the hummingbird over here, I think, so that it kind of conceals that a little bit. It'll be fine. Whoever I give this card to, they should be happy to get what they get and not throw a fit. I need a tiny hummingbird stamp. Nicole, where are you again? You're in Australia, right? Is there a hummingbird on that stamp? There's a little one. The hummingbirds on here are pretty big from the stamp set for the paper pumpkin kit. But if you're just looking for the little hummingbird images, I could perhaps send you a card. Is that all right? That'll be fine. All right, so let's get a couple more bases here. And we'll get these all put together. All right, I can't tell who's doing the hearts. Nicole, is that you? You want me to send you a card? Do I have your address? I'll have to look and see. Have I mailed you anything else? I don't think I've got your address. Let me take a peek-see. I do not have your address. If you would like me to send you a card and hummingbirds, shoot me a private message or email me. Yes. Can you see my email? There. Shoot me an email. Remind me. That'll be my thank you for you watching me and giving me hearts. And I have international stamps ready to get to Australia. So, because Colleen Casey, who hasn't been here for a while, we exchanged cards at one point. All right, so there's number 2. Are those pretty big? Do you think those are pretty big? They're not quite as big as the biggest image. Oh, I could have used hello. That would have been fun. Too late now. But that would have been fun. And see, all of this came from not having a plan, but knowing that Allie had made designer series paper the other day. So it was a very good reminder to make some designer series paper. All right, one more card front here. This one's going to go like so. And I could send one of these to Vicky, except I already sent her something the other day. All right, so I think we should maybe add a hummingbird to this one. Maybe that one. That can't work there because it's going to cover it up, but that could go there. Yes, Allie, you inspired me. And we used, you know, basically the same technique, but how different did our cards turn out from each other, right? And that's why we share. Let's put that there. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let me get these extra hummingbirds out of the way. Let me get my debris out of the way. And then let's find some embellishments because I think they need bling. And I think we need some Wink Stella on our hummingbirds at least. Oh, put them in a gift box as a small gift. Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? That would be fun. I'm just going to put Wink Stella on that one. Looks like I got a little bit of glue smudged on here. Oh yeah, that came off. Whew. And then some more Wink Stella on our hummingbird. And then we'll put some on this flower as well. And master boards are great also when you junk journal. That's what you would do. So would a master board, would you have left that all as one piece then, Allie? Wink Stella here. And I'm going to put Wink Stella on this one. But I'm also going to put Wink Stella up on this one just because that's the one that's floating. All right, and then let's find some embellishments. Let's see, what do we have? We have, these could maybe be fun. Oh, these would work for the strawberry slush one. These are the frosted iridescent dots. I think they're current. I still can't find the cap for my take your pick tool. I had it yesterday. I don't know what I did with it. All right. Let's I don't want that up there because that's going to be pretty tall. And then I think I'll just do a couple of random ones here too. Yeah, that'll work. So that's got 5 of them. Nicole, you're not kidding. I resemble that remark. Okay, so that one's good. So this one we can use these. They'll work. 1, 2, 3, and then a couple of random ones. Again, I don't want to put one on this raised flower because then it's going to make it even thicker to mail. But I do need 5 because you can't have 4. Thanks for coming in, Yuda. I appreciate you hanging out with us. So that one's done. This one, maybe we'll just use these iridescent ones where they're just kind of clear. Oops, not the blue one. That flower's too high up. Oh, I missed one. I missed coloring a flower. Let's make that pink because there's only one bright pink one there. Phew, that was a close call. I'm going to make this pink too, even though it was already colored. I just want more pink, I think. Okay, that'll work. All right, so 1, 2. So that's too far over. 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 4 and 5. I think that's all right. I used the joke you were going to open an old crafter's nursing home. Yeah, maybe that's why I work with the seniors, because then they'll have some of the supplies maybe where they're at. I don't know. All right. I think maybe we'll use these again because they kind of take on whatever color is around them. There we go. Wouldn't that be a great community? It really would. Somebody should come up with that. You know, they have some of these assisted living centers that they're designing to look like old time towns, you know, like small towns with the shops and, you know, the barber shop and the little coffee shops and stuff, where it's secure, where they can't get out, but it's like they can walk down the street, and they're finding that their will to survive and thrive is better than if they're just in like a care facility. So you don't see as much failure to thrive. I think that would be a cool idea. Old crafters never die. They just go to a new craft room. So hopefully, whoever needed, Nicole, did you get the email address? I hope, was that Nicole? Yes, Nicole. So there we go. 4 cards, all unique. I think they all turned out really nice. Over 55 crafting community. Yeah, that would be all right. We'll let some of the youngins in. Because some places now, like we've got a restaurant in the town that's next to me, that their senior menu, you only have to be 55 and older. So I've been using that one for a little bit now. All right, and then the envelopes that come with this, I don't think I like. So I'm just going to use white envelopes I'm going to stamp like maybe this flower on them and color the envelopes. Lori from Minnesota. Funny you should pop in as we were talking about that. I didn't realize you were here. Hopefully I didn't miss welcoming you earlier. So yeah, what I was saying is I'll do some envelopes and I'll just put this stamp on there. Let me get the Secret C because that would work. And then I'll color those too. And we'll have coordinating cards and envelopes. Maybe make a cute little box. And then color them. I could probably put a little stamp on the back too, huh? So that's on everything. Oh, you were playing but listening. Well, thanks for joining us. So I need to go get another package of envelopes because I have emptied yet another pack, which is a good thing. All right, so I'm closer to being done, but I'm not gonna keep you ladies any longer. But you can kind of see what we're doing here. And give it a try. And if you do, send me pictures and I'll eventually get them posted to my Facebook page. One of these days, when I catch up, we'll see. Tomorrow I have a walking date with a gal I used to work with. And I'm looking at the screen. These are so nice and bright. They're so spring-ish. I love it. And then I've got the class in the afternoon. So I have to get a few things cleared away so I have room for my class. And prep one last card for them. And it'll be an Easter card. I have a couple of ideas. I've got 2 of their 3 cards ready. So with that, I think I'm going to say goodnight. Oh, so it's a crafters group, huh? Everybody just gets together and hangs out? That's cool. I will have my studio open on Monday to do that sort of thing, although most of the people that come, all of the people that come regularly are paper crafters, so that is very cool. So one weekend a month, does that mean you do it Saturday and Sunday? That would be pretty cool. But it must be close enough that you can go home. Thank you for all the hearts, everybody. I appreciate it. All right, so enjoy the rest of your night, those of you that are not going to bed yet. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and until next time, happy crafting.